Hello guys, on this video I will be talking on how to trade on a trend line using small concepts like Fibonacci, support and resistance, higher high and higher low, and I will be showing it on a stepwise. I have also done a basic video on trend lines, which is part 1 video, which I've explained about how to consider it as a zone and how to draw it. You can check that out. So on a first step, you have to consider at least 2 points or more. So I will be showing on the same chart, which is on HDFC Bank. So what is the first step you have to do? First step, what you have to do is connect two highs. I'll connect this high and this high. Okay, then I will extend that particular trend like this. Like this, I will be marking all my highs. Okay. For a better interface, you have to connect all the points, but it is always better to connect with the highs or the wick or to the lows or where the candle has completed, just like this and like this. If you consider these 2 points, the step 1 has to be considering 2 points or connecting 2 points and then extending it. And on the second point, what you have to wait, or so you basically know that when it reaches my particular trend line, this is my particular trend line rate on my resistance, this is on my upper side, which I have taken it on the highs. So this is a place, or this is a line where I will be shorting. So what do you have to consider on a second step? When my stock reaches at this point or this trend line, I will be shorting at this position. I will be shorting on this position. So you have to wait for long wick rejection or small consolidation at this zone. What does that mean? So let's consider these points. This is called consolidation at my particular resistance. See, this can be my resistance, right? So on my trend line, I will be waiting for the consolidation or long wick rejection. What is a long wick rejection? Long wick rejection is this candle, and you see a line here that is called a wick, where the stock has moved till this point and there were many sellers at this position and sold it here. So this is called long wick rejection. So either you have to wait for this kind of consolidation or wick rejection to take a trade. So as I'm on a downtrend right now, what do I have to consider? Only on selling, only on shorting. Where do I have to short? I have to short whenever it reaches my trend line. So these are the points where I will be shorting. So how do I take action? How do you have to take action? So basically I will be shorting when I see the trend which is on a downtrend here. You have to short when it reaches your trend line like this. Shorting at, consider this this low point. So I see that this is my point where I see my resistance. So I let the position go down and then I'll take a short position and stop loss will be above it only. The high high of that particular trade. If it goes even higher, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is for short position. So I will be marking on my high and targeting wherever it is. So assume I shorted my position in and around at this consolidation, having my stop loss above the high, the last high I see on this particular uptrend, and then want to short like this. I will be shorting till my target or whatever your plan is. Same as with wick rejection too. Whenever you see there is a long wick rejection and there is a candle forming below this, you have to short from this, considering stop loss above your long wick rejection and the trend line which you have drawn it from A or B, right? So when you consider this, considering these 2 points, you can have stop loss above it, and same planning on your trade or however your risk or your reward is, you have to plan on it. Okay, so you can also target according to your plan. See, I basically plan on my Fibonacci or support or resistance or higher high and higher low concept. I have made videos on these three concepts, which is very very informative and useful on your trade. I've done it on very uh, basic view, so have a look on it. So basically I'll consider this as my shorting position. So where do I have to target according to my Fibonacci? So my first point I say is Fibonacci, right? So on my Fibonacci, I have explained on the video, and as you people know, that 61 can be a good rejection. So you can short here and buy here by profiting of about 55 points. Okay, as a safe trader. Or I've also explained on how to consider 61 to 161. So this will be my 161, right? So I will be shorting at this position and buying only when it reaches my 161 or 127. See, it has achieved, right? It has achieved. It has never crossed my stop loss. So you have to short here above your wick rejection and target till my 161 or 161. This is how you have to plan on your Fibonacci. So if at all you're good at finding support and resistance, you can plan on that too. So basically, when you short at this position again, you've seen that from this position only the stock has moved. So this can be my first target, right? So I will be shorting here and profiting here, right? You can consider any point. See, this was the reason why the stock went above. So this will be my support. This will be my support and this will be my resistance. I will be shorting here with stop loss above the wick and profiting here. Or you can also consider, okay, there is also a gap up gap down concept I've done. So this gap up can also act as good support, right? You can mark your support and resistance well in advance like this, or this can also be one of my good support. So if you consider like this, you can target your positions like this. this can be one of my good supports. So once I trade on my position like this, shorting above my wick and target to be on my first support, second support, third support, fourth support. That is how you have to consider on your support and resistance concept. This is how you trade on your trend line. So what do you do when it reaches my above the high? I'll be shorting till here, and then as it is on a downtrend, I will only be thinking about shorting, not buying. If you want to try it on buying as well, you can consider these 2 points. If you consider these 2 points, I will be buying at this point. So what does my trend line says? If it is my support, this as my one of my support and this was one of my support, I will be extending this. So whenever A and B, at whenever it reaches my third point, I will be buying it. So I will be buying here and selling at my next resistance. So you can mark like this. So this gap down can be a good resistance, right? Or on my Fibonacci concept too, this can be 61 and this is my nearest trend line, so I can profit it like this. So if you want to go on a long position, have stop loss below your wick rejection and then target till your 61 as on my Fibonacci. If you want to consider some resistance, this can be one of my good resistance, as this was a gap down as my support and resistance concept. There can also be one of the good one, higher high and higher low concept. You can watch my video for that. So how does your higher high and higher low concept works on a trend line? So what happens is you have to mark highs and lows here. I feel this is a good one. Okay, this is a downtrend, right? So when you mark highs and lows, you have to go with the concept that's higher high and higher low concept. That is, on my higher high and higher low concept, this will be my lower high. As it is on a downtrend, I have to consider lower high, lower low concept. So if this is my lower high, this will be my lower low. Lower low, lower high, lower low, and next will be my lower high, lower high, and then what is my next one? Next one will be lower low. The next one will be lower high, as it is on my downtrend. If it has to be on my uptrend, it will be higher high and higher low. Okay, so how do you have to trade here? Whenever it reaches my trend line, I will be shorting and waiting for my lower low or lower high or higher high or higher low. So once you short at lower high, you will be waiting for lower low. Till then you will be shorting. Okay, so once I short, so let me consider I shorted my position here, which is the same thing on my high, and will be waiting for my support, or will be waiting till I find my next lower low. That will be here or here. This is the first lower low I will be considering, and the same thing I will be doing it here. This will be my, I will take my trade here and then wait till my lower low. Do watch my lower low and lower high concept. I've explained it very well. So this is just an overview on how to trade on it. So once you see a lower low, you have to trade till lower high. So you can also buy as well. Where do you have to buy and sell? Whenever it reaches my trend line. That is how you consider with lower high, lower low, lower low, low high. On a downtrend, you have to consider lower lows, and other lower low. So this is on a lower low, you have to keep buying. On a lower high, you have to keep selling. So it works the same. On a lower low, you have to have stop loss below your wick and wait till your lower low or lower high, sorry. So how do you have to consider your lower high or lower low? It will be on 61. You can follow on my video which I've done on lower high and lower low. So when you combine lower high and lower low, it works perfectly with Fibonacci. That is the reason why people follow lower high and lower low concept, and which can also be combined with your trend line and support for a good interface. So this is how you keep trading on these three easy concepts on a daily basis. You can also consider breakout patterns. So how do you have to consider breakout patterns? So basically I will be considering falling wedge, bullish rectangle, bullish pennant. On this also you can have trend lines. Just see here, all the highs will be my trend line on the higher side, and on the lower side it will be my lower trend line. So this is my support and resistance. So where do I buy at my support whenever it reaches my trend line, or whenever it reaches my sell? I have to sell whenever it reaches on the top. So you can learn breakout patterns for trading on a trend line. So you have to consider these kind of things, or else I feel lower high, lower low, support and resistance, Fibonacci. These are the basic concept many people do follow, and you can also consider for patterns. For just an example I will be showing. So if I consider this lower low, lower high, I will be drawing this as my trend line. Till here I will be drawing my trend line. So what do I see? There is a breakout here, right? Once I see there is a breakout, I will be waiting for the confirmation. So I see a breakout and then coming down at the same trend line, and then buy at this position. Buy at this position, which is below the wick, and target till my Fibonacci 61 or this high. See, it works till my 61 Fibonacci, which is reaching my trend line. It accomplished wherever it has to reach. So you can consider, if you want to be a little safe, you can start your trade here and end at Fibonacci 61. That is how you have to consider on a breakout structures. So there are many other concepts, double bottom, all these lines, what all you see here, that is how you draw it with using trend lines. I hope you guys liked the video. Keep following and keep supporting. Thank you so much.